My parents disowned me for being different, but I got the last laugh by taking the family business. Growing up in a small, traditional family, I was always the black sheep. While my siblings followed the paths my parents laid out for them, I was the odd one. I didn't want to take over the family business or work in our small town. Instead, I dreamed of moving to the city, exploring my passion for art, and living life on my own terms. My parents, however, had other ideas. They wanted me to work in the family's bakery, a business that had been passed down for 3 generations. "It's what we do," my dad used to say. "Family is everything." I tried to explain that I wasn't interested, but every time I was met with ridicule and disappointment. Eventually, the tension reached a boiling point. One night, after a particularly heated argument about my ridiculous aspirations, my dad told me I wasn't welcome anymore. "If you don't want to be part of this family, then leave," he said. My mom stood behind him silently, her arms crossed, offering no support. And just like that, I was on my own at 18. The first few years were rough. I moved to the city with nothing but a suitcase, working part-time jobs while attending art school. My parents didn't contact me, not even on birthdays or holidays. Meanwhile, I heard through the grapevine that my siblings had stepped into their roles at the bakery, carrying on the family legacy as my parents always wanted. Fast forward a decade. I had built a life for myself in the city. I wasn't rich, but I was stable and happy. I had started a freelance design business that was steadily growing, and I'd even had a few of my art pieces featured in local galleries. My parents' bakery was the last thing on my mind, until I got an unexpected email. It was from a friend back in my hometown who told me the family bakery was struggling. Apparently, a chain bakery had opened nearby and was drawing customers away. My parents were reportedly drowning in debt, and the stress was causing fights between them and my siblings. I was shocked, but honestly, not surprised. My parents had always resisted change, clinging to outdated methods and refusing to adapt to new trends. Curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to look into the situation. A quick online search revealed that the bakery had been listed for sale. That's when a wild idea hit me. Over the next month, I worked quietly behind the scenes. Using a pseudonym, I reached out to the realtor handling the sale and expressed interest in the property. The asking price wasn't outrageous, and thanks to my years of saving and smart investments, I had enough to make an offer. After a bit of negotiation, the deal was finalized. I owned the bakery. When the paperwork was complete, I finally decided to visit my hometown. Walking through the doors of the bakery for the first time in years was surreal. It still smelled like fresh bread and sugar, but the shelves were sparse and the place felt tired. My parents were there, looking older and more stressed than I remembered. They didn't recognize me at first. They thought I was a new owner coming to inspect the place. When I introduced myself, the color drained from their faces. "You?" my dad stammered. "What are you doing here?" "I'm the new owner," I said, holding up the deed with a calm smile. The silence was deafening. My mom looked like she wanted to say something, but no words came out. My dad's face turned beet red as he tried to process what was happening. "I heard you were selling, so I decided to buy it," I continued. "It's a shame to see the family business go under. Don't worry, though. I have plans to turn it around." My siblings, who had arrived shortly after, weren't any happier than my parents. They accused me of stealing the business out from under them, conveniently forgetting that they had years to step up and save it, but didn't. I calmly reminded them that I was the one who had been thrown out of the family, left to fend for myself. If anyone had a right to the bakery now, it was me. Over the next few months, I transformed the bakery. I updated the menu, adding trendy items like artisan pastries and gluten-free options. I revamped the decor, making it Instagram-worthy, and started a social media campaign that quickly gained traction. Business boomed, and the bakery became a hotspot for locals and tourists alike. My parents and siblings watched from the sidelines, clearly bitter but unable to do anything about it. They had no claim to the bakery anymore. It was mine, fair and square. Occasionally, they would drop hints about wanting to be involved again, but I kept my boundaries firm. I wasn't interested in rekindling a relationship with people who had written me off when I needed them most. One day, my dad came to the bakery and asked to speak with me privately. He admitted that he had been wrong to push me away, and that he was proud of what I'd accomplished. For a moment, I felt a pang of the old longing for parental approval, but it quickly faded. His apology felt too little, too late. "I appreciate your words," I told him, "but I built this life without you. I don't need your approval anymore." As he left, I felt a strange mix of sadness and satisfaction. Taking over the bakery wasn't just about revenge. It was about proving to myself that I was capable of greatness, despite everything my parents had done to hold me back. And now, every time I see the long line of customers outside my bakery, I'm reminded that I succeeded on my own terms. For once, the black sheep had the last laugh. My parents and siblings are still dropping hints that they want to be part of my bakery journey. What do you think? Shall I keep them at distance or let them in? Let me know in the comments below.